Hey everyone, my name is Vanzana Atara Ora, and I am here today to welcome you to a brand new transmission. The name of this class is The Inner Child Pain Release Reset. So welcome and thank you for joining me today, making some time out of your busy day. I really appreciate you. So how we're going to get started today before we dive deep to get to reconnect with the most precious, innocent, and vulnerable parts of us, all of us, even our wounded feelings, so we can learn to reparent ourselves. I'd like to ask you to join me to just drop into your heart space. You can rub your hands together to warm them up, and then place them over your heart and just breathe and check in and ask your emotionally intelligent, compassionate, wise heart, the most loving and open and receptive part of your heart, what it needs today. How is your heart feeling? What's happening inside of this portal of freedom and liberation, suffering? So just breathe in and out, just naturally and gently, remembering you're in a safe space. Really remembering that in this present moment, the gift of this present moment, everything is basically okay. And if you'd like, you can just chat in your name, where you're calling from, and what's happening for you. What have you been experiencing, and what really brought you to the call today? Most of all, what's your intention for today's session? So just a little outline before we go deeper. What we're going to be doing, just a quick recap, is basically I'll be sharing the relationship between repressed or suppressed emotions and feelings that have been unresolved, unhealed, right? And the relationship between when our feelings aren't tended to and how that can lead to manifesting physical stress, pain, and discomfort in our bodily tissues, in our cells, and our muscle memories. So the relationship is dynamic. It's very, very important to address and to acknowledge. So that's the first thing that we're going to be kind of checking in to even identify and give your feelings a voice and a means to express and release from our systems, from our nervous systems. And then we'll be doing processes and exercises together so that you can tap out all of those difficult feelings, the pain, the discomfort, the traumas, right? And tap in a new way of being and perceiving in the world, a way that only your body knows and can remember, because our bodies have the innate ability to heal ourselves. We're all born with a healing response that we can activate just by raising our consciousness and our awareness. So that will be, hey, Paula. So that will be, thank you for chatting in. That'll be what we're going to be doing today. And then I'm going to share a chart with you, which has basically every part of our physical body that hurts, that may be in chronic pain even, that you absorbed and carry and hold onto and inside of you, passed on to you from generations before, from your ancestors, from your partners, from your children, your parents, from those that are closest to you. And so you can identify if there is something that's bothering you, that your body is having difficulty processing, or all of a sudden you get a sudden sharp pain somewhere, or even a dull pain that seems to come out of nowhere, you'll understand in the chart that I'm going to provide and also send to you along with the replay, what the source, what the roots of the pain that you're experiencing may be coming from, right? So that's really important to know and become aware of that, so we can prevent future episodes of illness, sickness, imbalance, especially the growth of any kind of dis-ease or disharmony. So that's important. We'll be doing the trauma tapping exercises, which are similar to the EFT emotional freedom technique, but they're a little bit different. We'll be using different positions, and we'll also be tapping at some points in this call in silence without words. And then you'll be able to compare your level of pain and intensity from the beginning to the end of the call, with words and in silence without words. And yeah, and then I'll be guiding you through a womb rebirthing session, where we'll be going back to the first moment that you were created in utero. And if you picked up any pain starting right then and there from your birth mother specifically, and your mother's mother, the womb of your grandmother. So we know that the science of epigenetics has proven to us time and time again, that this doesn't start with us, but our body does keep the score. Didn't start with you, this pain, it started a long time ago, before you were even born. And then we'll be going through the first 7 years just to kind of clear out and clean up any trace residue, any remnants of pain or stress that you're still carrying. You may be a caregiver, a people pleaser, someone who is just a highly sensitive soul, an empath. You may be super psychic, super intuitive. So if you're very sensitive to energies, sometimes we pick that up even when we're walking down the street, or if we're maybe in the company of someone who's struggling or in pain. Has that ever happened to you? Sometimes you're feeling just great when you wake up in the morning, right? But then you have a play date with a friend, let's say, and you go to a movie and they're struggling and they're in a lot of pain. And maybe they're even scheduled for surgery, but you want to be there for them. But somehow our empathic nature, your empathic nature, can get in the way. You could take home with you someone else's pain, or pain that belongs to something else, not even necessarily a person. It could also be a pet, an animal. It could also be the places in the world where there's war and genocide, that you're just absorbing the collective pain and trauma of thousands of other people that you don't even know. And so this can come out of nowhere if we're not aware, conscious, grounded, and safe, present, available in our body. So we're gonna also learn how to communicate with those body parts as well, to prevent, treat, and recover faster when your body goes offline and you're not sure how to heal the pain, and 3D Western medicine is just simply not helping. So the idea here is that you could think of this as kind of complementary energy medicine, like Reiki. I am a medical Reiki master as well, and have been a Usui Reiki master teacher since 2007. So we are going to be repatterning and recoding all of those wounded imprints that have been encoded and embedded in our nervous system. So I'm going to have a quick look at the chat box before we dive in. Are you ready? Good. I'm excited that you're here. Paula, so nice to meet you. You're from Canada. Happy to be here. Welcome. Love Canada. So Paula says that she's always learning something new. She loves learning something new about herself, and she loves learning new healing modalities. Well, this is awesome. Trauma tapping is kind of like emotional first aid. You can think of it like that. And it's good to, most importantly, it's important to work on ourselves first, you know, just like if you were, God forbid, in an airplane crash or something, or the plane was diving down unexpectedly, you want to put on your own oxygen mask, which is what I'm trying to say first, before you can put on your child's or another person who may be vulnerable. And so it's important that we care for ourselves, that we spend time and take time to check in very gently, safely, and compassionately, so we can learn how to address energetically and holistically, you know, this is all natural medicine, you know, how to treat ourselves and really become aware of the signs and signals and the messages that our bodies are trying to impart to us that we may not be available to hear. And so it's very important to really learn how to stay present, and to connect and channel, you know, all of these parts of us that have been so long without a voice, that have been ignored, or you know, just not healed. We deserve to be healed, and if we can't get that on the outside, we have to do that for ourselves. We have to be there for ourselves. We have to learn how to become aware of the presence of our higher self, our inner healer, and also our spirit team that's always available 24/7. So thank you, Paula. Ron says, hi there, Vandana. I'm so glad to be here. Hooray. And you're welcome about the charts. What blessings. Wow, this work you're doing is amazing. Oh, thank you so much. Do you want to just share in the chat box? I'm going to share my screen, but just share with me so I can include whatever you're working on, whatever challenges or problems you're dealing with, whether it's physical health, mental health, emotional health, or even feeling spiritually disconnected from all of the blessings and the miracles that are always available for us. So just chat in where you're feeling that pain. And I am going to start the slideshow in 1 second. Let me just see if I could fix my mouse here. There we go. Okay. I want to make sure this is a slideshow, so I don't know why it's not showing this slideshow, but that's okay. Can you all see this slide? I'm going to see if I could expand it a little. Oh, that's too much. Okay, how's that? Is that good? All right. So this is an emotional pain chart. And this is basically, hold on one sec. Oh, okay. Got it. Okay, awesome. Okay, Paula and Ron and whoever else is with me now. So the pain areas and the probable causes. I'm not going to read through every detail of this chart, but you'll see that this chart will explain symptoms of arthritis or, you know, what's happening in your spine, upper, middle, and lower. We just had a whole series of classes around that. If you have spinal misalignments or herniated discs. And so it's usually about lack of emotional support, feeling unloved, holding back love from yourself because maybe love was withheld from you growing up. And maybe from the moment that you were conceived in utero, right? From your very beginnings, maybe your birth parents just weren't ready to handle the responsibilities of raising you. So it starts from the very, very beginning, and we carry it with us if we're unconscious and unaware. The middle back is about guilt or feeling stuck in the past, get off my back kind of thing. The lower back's voice is the spirit of the lower back, or the consciousness of your lower back is usually about survival, fear of lack, scarcity, not being able to make it financially. And the neck, if you have any issues with your neck, you can let me know in the chat box. If you wake up with a stiff neck, or if you had a whiplash, or if you were in an accident, sometimes it's just about the emotional cause of this or the spiritual cause of it. According to Louise Hay and lots of other amazing healers and teachers, the root cause is usually stubbornness or inflexibility. And then if you look at the shoulders, that's really that really represents the ability to carry our experiences on our shoulders joyfully, where we feel very weighed down and heavy and burdened by life and by the people that we're in relationship with. The elbows, as you can see, represent changing directions. Maybe you're feeling caught between the old that doesn't work anymore for you and the new that you haven't yet stepped into. This is about acceptance, and that's why we're gathered today to see if we can accept ourselves and hold more compassion for every part of ourselves without judgment, whether we're in pain, whether we're struggling with an illness, or even maybe a new diagnosis, medical diagnosis, whatever the case, we want to accept every part of us, even the parts, especially we want to hold tenderly the parts of us that are hurting. Even the wrists, if you have arthritis or stiffness in the wrists and the joints, this could represent movement, flexibility, and ease. And then the hips, fear of moving forward, especially fear of making a mistake or fear of failure in making major important decisions, or feeling like there's nothing in our future to move forward to, which might be a very scary feeling. And if it stays with us, it can eventually lead to physical illness and pain. The knees are, again, also about stubbornness, pride, ego, inability to bend, inflexibility, and you just won't give in, even though you see so many signs that what you're doing is not working or how you're feeling is not working. And you obviously you deserve to feel better. You always deserve to feel your best, and not harbor resentment or ill feelings or ill will toward others, but mostly toward yourself. This session is about learning or experiencing, reminding ourselves how to be more gentle and kind with ourselves, right? Same with the ankles, inflexibility, guilt. There's even something about bunions, which is lack of joy. And then you have a lot of others. You'll see bursitis in the corner, right-hand side, loss of balance, vertigo, sciatica, slip disc, sprains, weakness, and stiffness. This all means that there is an unhealed emotion that's stayed with us, that's encoded and embedded in our tissues and our organs, our muscles, and our cells. This didn't start with us, as I mentioned, but it was passed down to us by many, many ancestors. You don't have to blame yourself or blame them, just have to become aware of how that might still be affecting the quality of your life. So this is how it works. The mental patterns, the emotional patterns can be repatterned from our earliest experiences on Earth. Beautiful. Now, what I'd like to invite you to is just to go grab a piece of paper or a notebook, a journal, and see if you can kind of connect with this emotion sensation wheel. This emotion sensation wheel will help you to actually identify deeply buried, stuffed, repressed emotions that are painful to revisit. We're not going to ask you to revisit those painful emotions. We're going to ask you to accept them, to release them, to express them, to be gentle with them, and to empower your feelings and your thoughts and your beliefs, so you feel more in control, more confident, more courageous, more resilient, so that you could really handle anything that comes up. But most of us are really blocked. Would you agree with that? We're really, not only are our chakras blocked, so our energy channels are blocked, but also our thoughts and feelings are also blocked. There's judgment, there's shame, there's blame. So take a look at the emotion sensation wheel. I want you to start becoming more familiar with the sensations in your body, and not to fear the sensations, even if it's pain, not to block it, not to freeze it, not to numb it, but actually to be with it, to embrace every feeling and sensation without judgment. Okay, so you can tell me if you want in the chat box so we start on the outer edge of the wheel. And for some people, it's easier to quickly identify their physical sensations. So what's going on in your body? Is your heart racing? Is your jaw tight? Do you have frequent headaches? Does your body feel frozen, tense, cold, too hot, too cold? Or are you feeling relaxed in this moment? So we can only start from this moment, not yesterday and not 5 minutes before the call. Right now, I'd love to find out from you, what is your body feeling? Light, heavy, open, closed? Empty, full, tired, energized. So write that down, and then go inside the circle to the next level, right? Because there are actually 3 circles within the circle. So have a look there. Let's say, for example, well, let me see if I can call on somebody. Hold on 1 second. So Ron is saying the back of his heart. And Paula is saying plantar fasciitis. Yeah, Louise Hay was amazing. She still is in the spirit world. And also right elbow. So the right side is the masculine, the left is the feminine. The right is giving, the giver. The left is the receiver. So, but other than that, Paula is saying that her heart feels good, light, and excited to be here, a bit anxious. So let's look at that. Let's examine that, right? We don't have to pick it apart under a microscope, but let's see if we can find something that says anxiety here. So let's start with Ron, who said it's the heart. So let's find the heart here. Is your heart racing, or, what's happening there? And then go inside the circle a little bit and see what you can find there. So you just kind of have to gaze all around and go to the next level in. Yes, Ron.
Hi. I was trying
Hi.
to find out. I was trying to find out because I'm trying to see that circle. It's so many things in there. But
There
it feels
is.
congested in the back of my heart, like tight
Tight. Okay.
and yeah, like tight and tired.
Tight and tired.
I'm stuck. Like,
Yep.
see, you're trying to release something. Like
Yep.
not the only way I
If
can try to say it is like, how people have constipation and
yes.
it blocks them from
I've heard of
releasing.
that. Yes.
Right? That's
Yes.
the only
Yeah.
way I could associate this is like I have like a constipation in the back of my heart, releasing my
It's a
old stuff.
congestion. It's a
Yeah,
congestion.
like I have a congestion in the back of my heart and
Hmm.
it can't, I want to release the stuff, but it froze up like it's
So
like
look at
this.
the I'm sorry. So look at the tense part of the wheel. It's on the left upper corner of the wheel. It's like a peach color or tan color. It
Oh,
says tense. And if you go
Oh,
inside, let's go deeper underneath the tension or the anxiety. What does it say after the tension or the
ten-
frozenness?
tension.
So
Wait a
it's
minute.
tense and frozen. It's on the upper
Okay.
left-hand corner of the wheel.
Oh, upper.
So
Is that tender? Or you
no,
said,
it's
okay, I'm looking.
tense. It says
Okay, hang on.
tense and frozen. That's okay.
Okay, hold
So
on. I'm
I'll
trying to see
I'll
it.
just explain
Thank
when
you.
we're feeling tense or frozen, the next level underneath that we're not even recognizing or acknowledging that we can't see because it might be too painful is feeling insecure or inferior or even unwanted. But it's mostly like about feeling less than, feeling not enough. And that's where the tension may be coming from. And it's always changing,
Oh,
right?
it
Depending on
makes
how you're
sense.
feeling.
Thank
So
you.
look, now go to the next level. We go deeper inside the inner circle, right? So after we look at tense and frozen, we see that that relates to inferiority. And then what's underneath that that's blocked? What's the
Fear,
main feeling?
fear.
Fear. Exactly.
Oh, that
So
makes sense.
does that make sense? So
Yeah, that's a
what
good
are
chart.
you afraid of? What are you in fear of? What's blocking your heart from opening up, from being a little vulnerable even?
I felt overwhelmed, like I didn't know how
Hmm.
those things were coming out of me so fast, to be
Yeah,
released that I my consciousness wanted to slow it, like my personality wanted to slow it down. But it
exactly. Your ego
my
wanted to
okay,
slow
my
it down.
ego, thank
So
you.
let's take a look at tiredness because you mentioned before body aches and tiredness. And if you go, that's on the bottom, the very bottom in the blue color, you'll see tiredness
I'm looking.
and body aches. It's on the
Tired,
right-hand side, but on the bottom in blue. So if
tired.
we look there while you're finding it,
I
what we
got it.
see underneath that is what?
Despair,
Yeah,
depressed, and then
yeah.
sad.
And we talked about that earlier, right? About
Yes, that
depression,
really makes sense.
despair.
That works.
And then what's underneath that? If we go further into just
Sad,
exploring, yeah,
sad.
sadness, right.
That's
And
where it all started from, Vandana. You're right.
so there's
That-
sadness and there's fear
oh,
underneath
wow.
everything, right?
Hmm.
Paula, do you want to take a turn? Do you want to turn on your microphone or unmute your microphone and so I could help you too? Let me see. Are you there, Paula? Hey, I could see your microphone, but I can't hear you for some reason. Are you on a phone calling in or? Okay, well, we'll wait a minute for Paula to come forward, but I just wanted to give everyone a chance to experience that if we don't have, if we're walking around kind of like zombie-ish and disconnected from our feelings, that's when this sudden pain or illness can sneak up on us because we're not dealing, we're not releasing. We're like a time bomb or a capsule of time capsule, and it keeps like or a soda bottle getting like shaken up, shaken up, shaken up. And so one day we just have to explode, but we don't want to wait for that to happen. We want to handle whatever comes up in the moment instead of allowing it to build and build and build. Does that make sense? Because then that's easier. And that's one way to get out of pain right away. So it doesn't keep piling up on us. Good. Let me take a look at the messages. Oh, Paula's going to move to a different laptop. That's okay. Yeah, that's what happened. Yep. So Ron is affirming that that is what happened. So let's see if we can go to the next screen. I want to just talk a little bit, and we can come back to this after. So Paula, don't worry about it. I'll come back if you want me to work with you privately. So trauma tapping, this technique was created by Gunilla Ham and Ulf Sandstrom. The trauma tapping technique is considered first aid for trauma. So we're not necessarily talking about medical or physical first aid. We're talking about emotional first aid, right? So it's easy to learn. It has the advantage of being primarily nonverbal. I mean, how does that feel? Does that feel light or heavy? Like, oh my goodness, if I could like quiet all that noise in my head and all the static and the confusion and the fear in my heart with less words, if I could just simplify and just really get to know and sit with my feelings instead of avoiding or running from them, how much better would I feel, right? Imagine the relief that you don't have to use that many words at all. You just have to tap in and be willing to acknowledge your feelings, no matter how you judge them or how you hide from them, right? So the process is a neurological intervention. So we're working to create new neural pathways in our brain when we do this. And this helps our body to quickly regulate and regenerate itself, especially when we get triggered or activated. When I say that, that means feeling hypervigilant or just feeling overwhelmed or overreactive, overloaded, right? So our nervous systems become peaked, right? And it's hard to calm down. So this trauma tapping technique will help to immediately calm you down without so many words, but we will use some words as well. We'll use some words to process out the pain, to flush that pain, to drain that pain out of our systems. So this technique has been successfully used in areas that have experienced extreme violence like Rwanda and South Sudan, and in places that have had natural disasters like the wildfires in California, which is still happening now, unfortunately, and the tornadoes in Nepal. So any kind of natural disaster, any kind of crisis, any kind of emergency. This is a tool you can use whenever you find yourself experiencing intense emotions. Okay, cool. So just trying to move the screen. There we go. So this is how trauma tapping is done. So we're going to do a couple of rounds. We're not going to use any words right now, so you don't have to worry about, oh, I don't know what to say. But I want you to understand the basic technique before we go further. And remember, you can apply this technique to yourself or to anyone else. You can even apply this to animals, to your pets. So let's do this. You could grab that piece of paper again and write down whatever's coming up for you in this moment. Connect to the emotion that bothers you, that's difficult for you to handle, even if it's a very subtle feeling or emotion. And then we're going to tap 15 times, firmly but gently. And I'll tell you more in a minute about what was downloaded and channeled this morning, what came in, on how you can do this even more easily. So we'll look at the points in the picture. We'll take 2 breaths, a short in and a long out. You don't have to make a noise like me, but it helps. The ah sound is really good to the AH sound, like ah, like open up, like your tight jaw, ah. And then you repeat the tapping procedure as I just described. You'll take 2 more deep breaths, short in and long out. The reason that it's longer out is to regulate your polyvagal nervous system, which is the longest branch of nerves in your body that starts at the back of your head and neck, and it branches around your throat, and it moves all the way down your chest, heart, lungs, and your stomach. So this is very important to tone our vagus nervous system. And we want to just after that relax and breathe normally. We're not going to worry right now or focus on treating anyone else. That would be for another class. But if you were going to do this at some point, when treating somebody else, you would want to finish by holding their hand between your hands. And then just observing any change. So let's begin. Are you ready? Let me take a quick look at the chat box. Hey, Paula, thank you so much. Hey, Ron. I'm glad you're back, Paula. Okay, so let's begin by tapping on the side of our hand. This is the gamut point or the karate point. And breathing. And then going right to the beginning of the eyebrow. You can use one hand or two, but just know if you use one hand at the beginning of your eyebrow or anywhere else, that you're going to want to do the other side too. So if you don't have a lot of time to do a full trauma tapping session on yourself, just do both at the same time. And even with the karate point, you could do both hands. So beginning of eyebrow, outside of the eye on the bone. 8 times is enough. Use 2 fingers, gently and compassionately, as if you were touching a precious, innocent child or a very sacred, holy being. And then we want to go on the outside of the bone, then under the eye, under the nose. And you can also try this variation outside of the nose on the cheek. I like this one. And then under the mouth, under the collarbone, and then on the whole chest like you're drumming. And now go under the arm. If you want to do both sides, you could do under this, the right arm, and then under the left arm, just very gently. You could use your whole hand or 2 fingers. And now the trauma tapping variation are the fingertips. And there are a lot of nerve endings in each fingertips, and each fingertip, just like all the points that we've just tapped on, relate to a different organ and meridian. And if you want to know what they are, I can share that with you later. So we're going to go first. So we're up to, so we did 1 through 7. We're going to go right, 1 through 8. We're going to go right to number 8. And that's your pinky finger. So you could use one finger and tap on your pinky. And you can even tap on the back of your pinky. And see what you notice there. And then go to your ring finger, tap, 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 breathe, breathe, breathe. Both sides if you like, or just the nail bed itself. Just becoming aware of any shifts you notice in your body, and then your index finger. And then your thumb, your nail bed. And then the back of your nail bed. And I like to tap on the back of my hand as well. So you could start from the beginning on the pinky side and then go to the next fingers and just tap there. And notice if you notice anything there, what's happening for you. And you could end here. And now coming back up, the last position is always going to be your collarbone. This is where we release a lot of stuff, a lot of heaviness, a lot of grief, a lot of sadness, a lot of pain. So keep doing that. I'm going to go to the next page. Well, I'm going to try to go to the next page. Find that. Hold on 1 second. I think I have to stop sharing for a second and then I'll go back. Okay. Let's see if this works. Okay, good. So how are you all feeling right now? Did you notice any shift at all? Do you feel a little bit more open, spacious, and relaxed? Just chat in and let me know what's going on for you. Now, this is another way to calm yourself down and to get out of pain. It's called a balance hookup. So let's practice this one together. It's really fun. So I want you to just cross your hands and legs, just like in the image. Let me move this over. And now, so for example, left hand and then the right hand over it, like you're holding your own heart. You're holding your left hand with your right hand. Okay. And then the legs are going to be the same. You want to cross your legs and then breathe in through the tip of your nose with the tip of your tongue behind your top front teeth. This is called a cosmic orbit meditation. And then you're just going to release your tongue and breathe out through your mouth. And just focus on breathing this way until you feel calmer. And then you could switch your hand and ankle the other way. And this way we're rewiring your circuitry at the same time, your heart circuitry and your neurocircuitry. So let's try it the other way. So right hand first on your chest, left hand is just holding and embracing your right hand. And then you're going to cross your legs the other way. And we're going to just breathe in, tip of the tongue behind your top front teeth, release your tongue and breathe out through your mouth. And focus on breathing this way until you feel calmer. And this is a calming hug. Let's go ahead and try that one. So if you've been waiting for far too long for somebody to give you a nice bear hug, or an affectionate hug, or you just miss feeling hugged and embraced and held, maybe by one of your parents or a partner or a child, you can do this for yourself. So cross your arms as shown. Top hand finger goes in the elbow notch. And the other is over the elbow. Hopefully you could see me. And you're just holding yourself for about a minute. And this is a self hug. This is for self-soothing. When you've had a really rough, draining, exhausting, and exasperating day. And you just need to calm yourself down right away. And then you could repeat and use the opposite arm. So I'm doing that right now. So now my left hand is on my right elbow. My right hand is under my armpit. And I'm just sitting back on my chair and breathing naturally. And just telling myself in this moment, I'm safe and everything is basically okay. I'm okay. I'm okay. In this moment, I'm safe, well, and I'm okay. The worst is over. I'll get through this. I trust my body to heal itself, and I deserve to hug myself and hold myself as if I were my own loving parent. Good. Now we're going to do what's called a thymus thump. So I want you to just start practicing that. Gently pound the center of your chest with a closed fist, like a Tarzan kind of pounding, thumping, but not hard. You don't want to injure yourself, right? So just gently, and this will help with very deeply buried, resistant feelings and emotions that you've been stuffing, suppressing, and holding. So let's go and do that. Let's do that right now. So you're using your fist. And now try using your hand. You might like your hand better. You know, when you get stuck and you can't cry because you're so in the habit of masking it and holding it inside. So this is good when those feelings in your heart feel like really stuck and frozen. Good. How is that feeling for you? Now, here's another one that we could practice, and this is with two hands, it's a really quick energy correction. It's like a reset. So one hand over your belly button, one hand over your collarbone, belly button. And now move the hand that was over your collarbone under your nose. We're not tapping, we're just holding. And now under your bottom lip. And now take that same hand and move the back of your hand under your tailbone, your lower back. And just sit back and breathe and notice how that feels. Now we're going to use the right hand. So we're going to go back up, but we're going to use our left hand on our belly button, our right hand on our collarbone. Remember to breathe. Don't forget. And try to breathe all the way down to your stomach. Nice big belly breaths, right? Ooh, okay. And now come up from your collarbone to under your nose, under your lip, and take that right hand, the back of it, and go right to your tailbone. And this is a self-regulation correction exercise. And you could do this anytime at all. So just notice which exercises you like so far. And every time you practice these, because I'll be sending you all of the charts and diagrams, you'll have a different experience. But just be open, because depending on what you're going through, your body is always shifting and adjusting to a new vibration, right? So the four thumbs is another one that you could do. And this is to mobilize your nervous system and release shock if something very shocking and disturbing happens suddenly to you. So we're going to tap lightly on point one, underneath your eyes. You could try tapping slowly or quickly, whatever works for you. Everyone's different. There's no right or wrong way of doing this. And now your collarbone. Now we're at number 3, which is right in the center of your chest. And now right under your rib cage. And we're going to do this for about 20 seconds each. So let's start again. Under your eyes. Collarbone. Very gently and softly, but firmly and tenderly. And now we're going to go right to the center of our chest. And last but not least, 20 seconds under the breasts, the top of the rib cage, right in the front, those tender points. So I want you to do that. And now one more diagram, and then we'll get into the deeper work with words, with self-soothing to express and release, get all of this pain, move this pain out of our systems. And then we'll go into a somatic body process or an inner journey into the womb. And the first 7 years when we were pre-verbal, when we didn't have the words to speak, we couldn't fight back, we couldn't run away, so we froze. So That's what forms those blocks, those frozen parts of us, the parts that we didn't have permission to speak about or express because it wasn't safe enough. But now it is. So I want you to take a deep breath and lift both hands over your head. Just try this out. And with your fist facing you, pull your fist down fast while blowing out air with a shh sound. So take a deep breath, lift up both hands over your head. With your fist facing you, pull your fist down fast while blowing out the air with a shh sound. Try that again. Open your hands, let it go. Try that one more time. Deep breath. Lift up both hands over your head with a fist facing you. Pull your fist down fast while blowing out air with a shh sound, and then opening and shaking that out. And you can repeat that 3 to 5 times. And again, here is the trauma tapping technique. So what would people like to work on today? What is the issue you're thinking about that you would like to release, but you've been having trouble letting it go? Just tell me in the chat box. Remember, with trauma tapping, you always want to, at the end of each round, you always want to breathe deeply twice, short, long, longer. Okay. And that also releases a lot of tension, a lot of stress. Good. All right. So before we go into, just go ahead and chat in what issue in your tissue is still haunting you and hurting you that doesn't belong to you, right? And we know it doesn't serve or support you. And also we know it didn't start with you. We know it's ancestral, it's generational, right? Maybe even from a past life. So let me take a quick look at the chat box. Oh, yes, I will do that. I promise. Just remind me. I'll get to that, or I'll send it to you along with the replay, but I'll do that. But while I'm sharing my screen, I can't. So, but after, I promise. Thanks for reminding me. And you know what? Yeah, yay. Ron says happier. Still congestion in the back of my heart. So go ahead and breathe there. Sometimes we fear breathing into the pain, merging with the pain until it subsides and dissolves and relaxes. So while we're going into the inner child Ho'oponopono practice from Dr. Lou, thank you, I love you. Forgive me, I'm sorry. I forgive myself and I let go. While we're doing that, I want you, Ron, to focus on breathing very gently, slowly, and fully into your heart space, and then releasing and just expanding, and see if you can just soften into that space without resisting it. Sometimes we have resistance out of fear because we don't want to go there, because we think unconsciously, subconsciously, we may have a thought or an idea or a belief that if we go there, we're not going to come back. We won't be able to handle it. But just keep telling yourself that you're stronger than you think, stronger than you were ever told. And as you breathe into that, it's going to melt. Just breathe in that golden sunlight and just tell the back of your heart, it's safe to relax. It's safe to relax, to open, to soften, and to let go. The worst is over. This too shall pass. And see if you can talk to the organs and the muscles, the tendons, the ligaments, the joints, and all of that stiffness and tension in the entire length of your spine. And you can even try placing a hand over the front and back of your heart, like a sandwich, right? Like you're in the middle of this really yummy sandwich. And just try sitting back and leaning into it instead of resisting and avoiding it until it feels that it has permission to soften and open. Good. Yeah. So ask your left lung and the back of the heart if they are able, the consciousness of these body parts are able to move the pain out of your system to another part of your body, a lower part of your body. Oh, good, good. So, and Paula, you can do this too if you're feeling anything coming up too. Remember, emotions are just energy in motion, and this too shall pass, right? So we want to breathe into it and not avoid it, fight it, blame it, shame it, or resist it. But we want to ask if those body parts are able to relax enough and feel safe enough to dissolve that body pain and to actually move it to another part of our body and see if you can create an exit point, maybe the soles of your feet or the palms of your hands. Remember, keep your hands warm this whole time because your hands should be, your hands are the hands of your inner healer, right? So see if those body parts are listening and are online with you, and see if that pain, talk to that pain and tell it it's okay. I'm with you. I'm here with you. I'm not going to leave you. I'm not going to disassociate from you. I'm not going to be numb or frozen. I'm going to feel everything until it subsides and moves and flushes and flows and rushes out, completely out and away from the entirety of my body. And as you can actually take your hands and move that pain from the back of your heart, from your left lung, massage it a little bit, and just see if that energy can become less solid and more of a liquid energy, more fluid, more watery. And see if you could brush it down the front and back of your body and show it where it needs to go. Tell it you love how you're feeling, everything about your heart, everything about your lungs. You're grateful, you appreciate it. And see if you can really like move that energy down the front and back of your body. The exit point was the top of your crown. Awesome. Always assign an exit point so the pain doesn't feel jammed up, knotted up, tense, or stuck. Okay. So I'm sorry. Please forgive me. Thank you. I love you. I love myself. I forgive myself and I let go. So this is the exercise. This is the inner child meditation. You can close your eyes right now. You don't have to follow along at all. You can say, as you relax and breathe, even slower than you did before, taking your time, not rushing through this delicate process. You can start calling in the presence, the divine presence of your inner child now, the youngest part of you. And you can say, for the first time in creation, I'm acknowledging your presence in me. I love you. I love you. I'm sorry. Please forgive me for all the memories that you've experienced, like sorrow, like grief, and like pain. So you're speaking to your inner child, acknowledging your responsibility as their parent, as their caregiver, that all of these wounds that this child, that the little you has, that you've created, accepted, accumulated, and you'd like to have it be undone. You're ready to be unburdened. Ask your child permission to do so. And now imagine that you're invoking the earliest memory of you. Just notice your inner child, maybe stepping in to your room, maybe standing or sitting in front of you, or sitting or laying down with you. But allow yourself, ask permission if you can stroke the top of their head with love and concern, kind of like you're just patting the top of their head with love and concern. You can also use a teddy bear or a plushie or anything like that. And imagine that this is you, a different version of you. And you could practice like that. Or if you have a cat or a dog or a child or anyone in the physical, you can just practice stroking the top of their head with love and concern. And while you're imagining you're doing this, you're saying to your child, I love you. I love you. Please forgive me for all the accumulated wounds that you've stored. And I'm so sorry I wasn't there for you. This is the most important relationship because you're teaching and you're also transmitting to your inner child how to do the cleaning on automatic. Most important is that you're acknowledging and caring for your little one. You're building or rebuilding trust, mutual trust as their new parent. You're there to support them. And now continue stroking their head and keep saying, I love you. Thank you for being part of me. I know you're still with me, inside of me. You live on inside of me. I'm sorry if I was neglectful, if I didn't take good care of you. I am so sorry. Ho'oponopono. 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 And if you don't mind, please help me to let go. And just notice if any childhood memories or replays come up. And start again at the top of their head. And notice their hair, the shape of their face, the look in their eyes. If you have any headaches, back pains, you want to walk down your body, taking inventory of where the pain and wounds are still living on in your body. Remember, your body keeps a score. Your body remembers everything. So you could say, this is what you've experienced in the form of this block in the back of your heart or your left lung, or these headaches that you get so frequently. This is what you've experienced. Can you please let go of those memories that are replaying this on automatic? I don't know what those memories are. I don't know all of them. I know you do, but I don't want to know what the memories are, but I trust that you know it, and we can offer it to the divine. We can offer it to the light, to source, to creator, to the universe. And we can ask creator to set it free for us. Keep stroking the head of your inner child, front, the back, the sides, and ask them permission to hug them lovingly and to hold your inner child in your arms. And just notice if they will allow you to, if you have permission first before you proceed. What does your inner child say now? Is it okay? Tell them that you are a version of them all grown up. You are their future self. You just may look a little different, but you're still them and they're still you. And so say, thank you for being a part of me. I'm so sorry for all these accumulated memories that you've experienced as pain and suffering. Can you ever please forgive me? And you can say, please give me your hand so I can grasp it, stroke it, whatever hand you want to give me. Would you please give me your hand? And if they do, you can reach out and meet them halfway, hold their little baby hand, their little fingers, and say, thank you for being a part of me I've not paid very much attention to. And I'm so sorry I haven't. Can you please forgive me now? And I love you. I'll always love you. You're so important to me. And I know it's just these memories that still make you feel unworthy, not enough. That's still the problem. So I'm asking you to please, please let it go now. Whatever you're holding on to, whatever you're storing inside of you, please let it go, let it go, let it go. And ask permission now to hold their other hand. And imagine you're holding their other hand in your hand. You can actually hold your own hands just like this or like this. Hold them over your heart. Imagine one hand is your hand and the other is your inner child's hand. And just connect them and um, intertwine them, your fingers with their fingers. Please allow me now, as I'm holding your hand, to hold your shoulders and give you unconditional love. And see if they are okay with this. And if they're not, that's okay too. You can set up a date for another play date for another time. And you can tell them, that's okay. I get it. We've never officially met before, but I am a part of you and I'm here to take care of you. Please forgive me and thank you. Okay, now what we're going to do, we're going to go back to the tapping. Okay. So what issue do you want me to include as a group consciousness for all of us, including myself? I'll share my issue that I would like to tap out and release and express and let go of, but also that I am ready, open, willing, and able to tap in something new and greater. So I'm tapping out the heaviness and I'm tapping in my light, my soul light. I'm tapping out the fear and I'm tapping in the ability to love myself unconditionally. I'm tapping in, I'm ready to receive and process everything that I've ever experienced that wouldn't allow me to love myself completely. So what would you like to tap in and out today as we begin? So go ahead and check that in. And I'm going to just do a group reading and kind of, if I have permission, just tap into what you're all experiencing. So let's start with tapping on the karate chop point, the side of your outer hand. And now the other hand, even though I have this pain, I still love and accept myself unconditionally. Take a deep breath in and out. Even though my heart, the back of my heart hurts and the left side of my lung hurts, I still love and accept myself. I still honor my body unconditionally and always. Now go to the outside corner of each eye, 2 fingertips tapping on your temples. Even though I've had so much pain for so many years, and I know it doesn't belong to me, I'm willing to accept it and to honor every sensation my body shows me. Even though it's been rough, my body hurts a lot, I'm finding a way to love, accept, and acknowledge every feeling, every thought, and every sensation without judgment, without blame, and without shame. Even though I don't want to be in pain, my body hurts a lot, I still am able to find a way to let that go, to release the pain that doesn't belong to me. And I love and accept and I forgive myself unconditionally, even though my body needs healing. I still love and accept. I forgive and I acknowledge all the parts of myself that hurt me. So remember, we're tapping on our fingers now. Now I want you to come back to your chest. Take 2 breaths, short in and long out. Okay, ready to move forward. So now we're going to get into the part. Right now, we just acknowledge that whatever is happening in our body, whatever sensations are coming up, pain or pleasure, it doesn't matter. All parts are welcome. And now what we're going to do is really release and really get real with our feelings. So again, you're going to start on the karate chop point, side of your hand. You can do one side of your body at a time, or you could do both sides. I'm going to do both sides. This pain, you can close your eyes and sit back in your chair with your back straight. This sadness, this achiness, this tension, this sucks. I feel scared. I feel burdened. I feel powerless and helpless. This ache, this soreness, this stiffness, this is so frustrating. I can't handle this. Why me? I feel so sorry for myself. I pity me. This is not okay with me. This hurts me. This saddens me. But this is my current reality. And we can keep going, but take another 2 deep breaths in and out. Holding your hands over your heart. Ooh. Oh, shake it out. We're going into round 3 now, and this is for self-empowerment. We're going to reframe everything that just was brought up to be healed and transmuted so we can rest in peace while we have a body. So let's begin tapping on our gamut point. Very lightly, very gently, very lovingly, very respectfully. What if everything is going to be okay? The worst is over. I can heal myself. I'm powerful. I choose to remember my power to heal myself. It's easy to heal whatever hurts me. I don't have to feel this way anymore. I don't have to feel bad. I am my own healer. I have an inner healer that always watches over me, that always overlights me. I see myself getting better, recovering faster. I'm in control of my healing process. I'm strong, stronger than I ever thought. I can do this. I deserve to feel better. I am already starting to feel better. More and more. Every day, I'm safe, my body. I'm grateful for my body. I appreciate my body, all of my body. I'm so glad I have a body. I'm starting to feel better now, more peaceful, more connected. I deserve this healing. I can give myself this healing. I don't have to wait for someone to rescue me. I can do this. I deserve to heal every bone in my body. Coming back to the chest, taking a nice deep breath in and out. Love some feedback right now from Paula and Ron. And while you're coming back into your body, please drink a glass of water. And I'm going to go over the parts just so you know what we were working on, the meridians and the nadis and the organs. When we talked on the karate chop point, we were releasing toxins from your small intestine. The eyebrows, we were releasing infections or impurities, toxins in the bladder, in your bladder and stomach. The sides of your eyes, we released toxins, poisons from your gallbladder and small intestine. When we tapped under your eyes, we released parasites or pollutants from your stomach, your GI tract, your digestive system under your eyes. The top of your lip is the large intestine that we just worked on purifying and cleansing. Under your chin was your stomach. Again, under the collarbone, your kidneys. Under your arm, your spleen. Your pinky finger, your heart. So Ron, you might want to tap on your pinky finger when your heart starts feeling congested or blocked or pressurized. The side ring finger is for fight, flight, freeze when you find yourself being hijacked by the autopilot systems of fight, flight, and freeze. And this will help to calm you down and regulate so you could rest and digest. And then circulation. This finger is good for circulation, the third finger. And also to cleanse your sexual organs. Large intestine is your index finger, and your thumb is your lung. So again, for Ron, pinky and thumb. You want to tap on those. And last but not least, collarbone, the 2 breaths in, hold, longer breath out, and then you always want to repeat a second time. So I hope that that was helpful, Paula. So how is everyone feeling right now? Ron says that that was great. We have more healing to do. Yeah, and Paula is saying, I'd love to tap into being, knowing, and feeling safe. So safety is a big issue for all of us, some more than others. And Paula, if you didn't feel safe as much as you deserve to and needed to, and those needs are still unmet, those emotional needs of stability, consistency, and safety in your home. If you grew up in a dysfunctional home by caregivers who were emotionally unavailable, um, then it's even more essential for you to do things every day to help your inner child to feel safe, seen, soothed, supported, and nurtured. Beautiful. Are you ready to go into the next and the final exercise now? We're going to go back in the womb. Just let me know if you're ready. Chat it in the chat box. If you need a break, that's okay. But if not, that's okay too. But I'm going to get started. Please find a comfortable, very comfortable place to relax your whole body. You can crawl into a fetal position. You can go grab a pillow for your neck to just feel like, to give your body more support and stability. So you could lay down or you could sit up in your chair. Tapping into your heart, dropping out of your head 18 inches down into your heart space. And with your breath, just send your breath, let your breath become your healing anchor to hold you up. And just breathe in the light from above you and from below you, both ways, from the bottom up and the top down. And let that light turn into a healing balm, a honey nectar, a perfumed ointment, and imagine and envision that that healing ointment, that nectar is just spreading and saturating through every cell of your body, through your chromosomes, your telomeres, through your muscles, tendons, ligaments, joints, organs, your tissues, your skin, through the front and the back of you, the left and right, the top and bottom of you. So let's see if we can journey back into your mother's womb to clear and to help release any hidden pain that still lives and vibrates inside of you. So we're going to call in our ancestors, our healed, healthy, wise, well, enlightened, and elevated, bright and shiny ancestors, the ones that are the healers of our family. We're going to ask them to come in to support us, to stand behind us, to back us, and to bless us. Now we're going to invite in the loving presence and attention of our higher selves, our medicine man, medicine woman, our inner healer, and our spirit team to heal, soothe, and support us, and to hold that loving space for us, to overlight us in every dimension, in every incarnation, to watch over our child's body and our adult body, as well as our in utero body. If your body recalls the energy of pain, stress, tension, or any discomfort, just ask your inner healer to take it away, to move it away, to swipe it away, to reduce it, to shrink it, and to dissolve it, just to melt away any tension. Remember to find your exit point for release and ask your soul angels that were with you from the moment you were conceived to take care of this for you. So we're going to go back to day 3 to cleanse, to bathe, and to purify your original first 8 cells on day 3 of your conception. So imagine this is you. and you're getting ready to grow and develop and form a body, form your organs, muscles, tissues. Your neural tube is starting to form. To imagine this is you, you're safe, you're growing in this first month of pregnancy, your mother's pregnancy with you. Notice what it feels like in your body to grow, to develop, to get nourished and fed with all of your birth mother's nutrients in the placenta, in the womb, getting ready to become a divine human spirit in human form. And just notice what you notice. And we're going to ask all of your helpers and protectors for all children that watch over all children to see if they can track and monitor any pain or stress or discomfort that you took on from your birth mother. Could be something physical, it could be emotional, could be mental. What was your mother thinking and believing? What was she feeling? And let's go to the first, second, and the third week when your brain is starting to form, your neural tube. And then week 5, your heart. Heart is starting to beat. Remember, keep your hands over your heart or one hand over your lower belly. That's the storage house of all of your deepest, most buried emotions, your truest, most authentic feelings. So go ahead and do that and rest. Notice how your heart is beating, your lungs are growing, your organs are developing, your teeth, your fingers, your toes, your nails, your bones, all of your organs. Now your limbs are developing. We're in the 3rd month in utero. And now in week 13, your veins and organs are becoming visible. Your fingers have fingerprints. Your brain is starting to fire impulses in week 14. Your facial muscles are getting stronger. Your lids, your eyelids, your upper lip, and your ears are developing. You can hear better. You can start to see inside and just notice your surroundings. And what does that feel like? What is that like for you as you're noticing and witnessing you in utero? And if there is any pain, stress, or discomfort that you've absorbed from your internal or external environment, what does that look like and feel like? Just notice and witness it without having to relive it. Or maybe you're feeling just fine in this moment. All hearts and all feelings are welcome. All noticings are welcome. And notice if there's anything missing or anything that you didn't have that your inner healer and loving parent can offer the earliest part of you, the pre-born you. Do whatever you need to do to feel calm and safe as you rest, digest, and process whatever memories that are coming up for you now. See if you could feel into what you may be carrying and holding. See if you can recode or repattern anything you're noticing now. And tell it, talk to those parts of you that are scared or in fear of what happens next, that don't feel held. Go ahead and hold those parts of you as your own guardian protector. That's not. Now in the womb, still in the womb. Notice what's happening. Getting ready to be born. Good. So let's transport you back again. Breathe into every cell, into every bone of your whole body as we go even deeper now. Imagine the darkness, the depth, the moistness, the stillness of your mother's womb. See if you can listen to the beat of your heart and her heart, but feeling safe and secure with every heartbeat, protected from all outside stimulation, just growing. Nothing more, no thoughts, just being. Bring your awareness to your spine and feel as your spine is beginning to develop, growing vertebra by vertebra. Move your spine around from side to side and forward and backwards. Feel this rocking motion, gently swaying, gently moving, and observing the new strength you feel within each vertebra, warm and safe. Just breathing into these amazing, comfortable feelings and just listening to your mother's heartbeat and your own. And your body is still growing. What does that feel like? Are you getting excited in anticipation of what's next for you? And you can gently connect with your body as if for the first time. Notice your body, stretch your arms out and bring them back in. Maybe look down and observe how your toes and fingers are now finished forming. And just listen to that heartbeat. Boom, 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 boom. Your body is ready to move. Your eyes are ready to see. Your ears are ready to hear. Your nose is ready to smell. Your body is being recreated, recoded. Your soul is recharging. And you're getting ready to emerge from the womb through the birth canal as a brand new person. Good. And just now notice your emotions, whether they're sad or happy, powerful or subtle. Just become aware of everything. There's nothing to hide from. There's nothing to avoid. You're safe in this moment. You're not in the past. You're not in the future. And now everything is okay in this now moment. And notice as you're getting ready to be birthed or rebirthed again, now everything can feel different for you. You're restarting and rebirthing. Your nervous system is regulating. You're being welcomed as you move through the birth canal with a new perspective and a new love or a renewed love for yourself and the world. There are no words in this moment. You are pre-verbal. Just feeling okay, more than okay, stronger than before. And offering these messages, speaking your truth to this precious, innocent newborn, just for a few minutes now, without even using words, just for a few minutes now, speak to this part of you and listen. What does your inner infant and baby have to say? Is there any pain, or are they feeling well? Just check in and telepathically speak to your inner child, your inner baby, as your inner baby is being swaddled, held, birthed, clothed, and ready to go home. See if you can smile at your inner baby and tell her it's going to be okay, because now I'm with you as your new loving parent. Try not to control what plays out now, what unfolds. And just watch your inner baby in the crib, in the nursery. How are they laying? Are they playing? Are they sitting? Or maybe they're starting to take their first steps. And that is you, that you are witnessing. That is the wonder and the beauty and the magic of the littlest you. And just pull up a chair and watch your inner baby start growing. Make sure that this version of you feels safe and held, and that you'll always be available. And just breathe with them together. Ask if you can come a little bit closer and embrace them. And you can put your arms around yourself like we did before, giving yourself a nice big hug and a squeeze, and smiling at those beautiful, wide, bright, innocent eyes. Notice any emotions that are still needing to be spoken, to be known or shown to you. Just watch this little version of you, this little toddler growing, the first year, and now in the second year of life. Notice what's happening in the environment, in your home, and just show your inner child that you are creating a wall of protection around them. You are holding and supporting your little one the first 7 years of their life, learning how to talk, learning how to walk, learning how to express yourself, but asking and checking in every day and in this now moment if your inner child is okay. Give him a voice to express themselves, to share every feeling, and just say that you'll always be available to listen and to hold and honor every feeling, every thought. And what's that like? What does that feel like in your body? You can ask them to show you and point to a place in their body or their head or their heart where it may hurt. And just go ahead and rub their forehead, pat their head, soothe them, and tap on them. And notice that your inner child is growing up and is now 3 years old, becoming more confident and more proficient and more independent. And check in with them and ask, is there any pain that you would like to unburden from? Please give it to me so I can take it and I can transmute it for you. Just be present for them. Say, I'm not leaving. I'm staying with you. I'm not abandoning you. And just tell them that you're here to wash away their pain. And watch your 4-year-old maybe getting ready to go to preschool, getting outside and maybe playing, dancing, running, connecting with other children. What does that feel like in their body? What are they thinking, believing, and feeling about themselves, their identity, and the world? Does it feel safe for them? Are their parents around? Are they okay? And if they're not, please encourage them to share everything they're experiencing now, every bodily sensation with you, telling them that you can wash away their pain. And now let's check in with the 5-year-old and the 6-year-old. Maybe you're in kindergarten now and you're with your inner child sitting in the back of the classroom. Maybe you're in the 1st grade and the 2nd grade, and you're supporting them, you're holding them, you're backing and blessing them. And just notice if they are able to release and unburden any burdens that they took on from their parents, from their siblings, from their grandparents, from school, from teachers, from neighbors, and just say, I'm here for you. I'm not leaving you, never leaving you. Please, where can I take you to unburden you? And see what they say. Would you like to unburden and give your troubles, your problems, your pain, stress, and discomfort to the water, to the sun, to the stars, to the sky, to the heavens, to the earth, to the fire, to the air? And notice what your inner child tells you and whispers in your ear. And just keep holding them, whispering to them that it's going to be okay. And it is okay. Calming their fears. You can still tap on them if you like. Tap on their collarbone, tap on their brows, their eyes, their cheeks, their lips, their chin, their collarbone, again, under their arms, their fingertips as you hold their fingers and hands in your hands with their full permission and consent. So stand with them and watch them and just witness them unburdening, whether they need to cry, to scream, to shout, to sing out loud, whatever they need to let go, to release those pent-up emotions that they've been holding and storing their entire lifetime. And you can do this with them. Imagine that you're with them. You're both letting go, unburdening, releasing what's hurting. And now, last but not least, allow your inner child to tell you where they would like to grow up. Would they like to come with you? Would they like to stay in a different home, a different environment, maybe in the countryside or by a lake. Where would they like to live where they know and they can trust that they'll always be safe? And take them to that place. And as you take them to this place, tuck them into bed, ask what they need. Would they like a pet? Would they like a teddy bear? Do they need a blanket and a pillow? Would they like their favorite food? Just tell them in this place, you'll always be safe. And now ask them how often they need you to check in on them to make sure they're all right and they have everything they need and want. And tell them you'll be happy to come back and play with them anytime. And show them how to call you. And give them a remote control where they can turn down their own pain. And show them how it works, this remote control. They could lower the dial until there is no pain. Whenever they become fearful or anxious or stressed or scared, tell them they could lower that dial so the pain leaves their system. And tell them they could release any energies that don't belong to them or serve them in a body of water, in a swimming pool, by the ocean, or just walk barefoot on the grass. Whatever they need, all is now provided. And that you'll always be available for them. And although pain may come and go in their lifetimes as they grow up and you watch them grow up and you supervise them, suffering is always optional. And with you as their new loving parent, there's no need to be burdened. And show them that they are now liberated and free of all unnecessary pain and suffering, and you are their protector. You are their guardian, their caregiver, and their new parent. And watch how their body language is, watch how they react to you. Are they smiling? Are they happy? Are they relieved that now they're finally in a safe place because of you? And you can always come back anytime and you can tap on their points to release whatever burdens or traumas that they absorbed as an energy sensitive empath, so they don't have to hold it inside like you did anymore. So you could say goodbye to them for now and tell them that you'll be calling them and that they have everything they need and that you can't wait to be with them again. Watch them maybe falling asleep in your arms or in the bed, under the blanket. Maybe read them a story. And you can place one hand over their heart and the other on their forehead or their belly and just whisper to them, everything from this moment on, it's all going to be okay. And then you can turn and come back into your own body, into your own life, into this room, into this sacred space that we're inhabiting together, holding a space for ourselves and our bodies and each other's bodies, and just processing everything we need with total ease, grace, and space. And thank your body for joining us today. Beautiful. So I'm just going to take a moment to sit in silence for the next moment or two until you are ready to return to this Zoom healing sanctuary, this safe and sacred holy space that we've co-created together. And I'd love to hear your experience if you'd like to share it with me. No pressure, but I would love to hear your voice, to give your inner child a voice, to speak your truth, and to just share the level of the intensity of pain that you might be experiencing. So does anyone want to share before we say our final goodbyes? Ron or Paula?
Thank you.
Oh, you're welcome.
I'm still under. Oh my God, this is so strong. It's like medicine from the angels.
Yeah,
This
beautiful.
is
Yes.
really great. You are so really a good healer. Thank you.
How
This
is
is
your inner
amazing.
child feeling? How is your
I
heart?
don't, boy, what happened? There's no pain. Nowhere. This is amazing. All
Yay.
that energy came into my body. I feel like I was floating in clouds. I'm sorry. I love you. Thank
I'm
you.
so happy for you. Thank
This is
you.
amazing work you do, Vandana. Oh my God, if people can experience this. Wow.
God bless you too, Paula. Paula, are you able to say a few words since you weren't able to before?
Yes, hi. Can you hear me okay?
Hi. Yeah, I can hear you just fine, Paula.
Okay, yeah, I'm echoing what Ron just said. Um, it I'm still sort of unraveling or coming back
Of
from
course.
it, but it was a wonderful, wonderful portal back into time, into my own body, it back into all of me. I mean, back, it's a portal of time. That's the only thing I can say. And yeah, thanks to hear your voice too, Ron. He's saying, glad to hear your voice. And the work that you do is extremely important for those of us that have a hard time or don't take the time. It's to not take the time. And
Yeah.
so I'm very grateful. And my little child was just so happy, so happy. And I cannot
Oh,
tell you, just so happy. I'm so grateful to be here. Thank you so much.
thank you so much, Paula. Paula, have you been on any of my other classes before? Because
No, I haven't, and
it's the
honestly,
first.
I haven't
Oh,
even subscribed to you. I don't know how you found your way in my inbox, but
we
these things
found each
happen,
other.
right? So these things happen for a reason. And so I looked at it
Absolutely.
and I thought, wow, this is for me. And so I'm just so happy that I listened to my own intuition and did it. I literally signed up like yesterday.
That's awesome. I'm
Yeah.
so happy to meet you, Paula. I'm so glad you had such a first powerful experience so early on, like instantly. That's amazing because sometimes it takes people a little while to warm up to
Yeah.
this energy work, but it seems like you're a natural. And I
Well,
wanted to invite both of you to pain release program. It's going to be a 4-week program, but I'll send you an email so you don't have to worry about that right now. But just make sure, Paula, that you're subscribed to my newsletter. I think you are, because if you got the Zoom link, then you must be.
I must
Um,
be. And so I don't remember subscribing, but I did. And
that's
yeah, so,
okay.
right. So I'm very happy to be here. Yeah. Thank you very much.
Awesome. And also I'm going to be offering private sessions. So I'll be sending everybody a coupon for February so that everybody can like do this work privately one-on-one with me. So if you experience so much pain relief in a group session, even though this was a very small, intimate group, which is always a nice way to get started, it's not like there were 100 people on the call, that might have been a little intimidating. So if you experience such great results and benefits like so soon in the process, in a group session, then I think one-on-one would be even more beneficial. So yeah, definitely check out the website, and there's lots more, I want to say goodies, but like a lot of energy medicine types of sessions, that is indescribable. Like if you were to describe this to someone, I mean, sometimes there are no words to describe it, right? Because it's beyond words. The sensations are so deeply embed, like the sensations are so deep, um, that it's hard to really, describe in a few words what you've experienced today, right? But what you could tell people is bliss, ease, peace, light, relaxation,
Mhm.
and I think mostly like feeling more in your body. And that's a good way to describe, if you know anyone else who has had a rough beginning in life, and many of us have, and there's no shame in that, it's not your fault, nobody's fault. But we can take our power back, and we can become our own inner healer and loving parent. And so I'm really glad that you had this experience and that you pampered and treated yourselves, because you all deserve to heal from the inside out. So
I
I look
wanted to,
forward. Yeah, go ahead.
oh, sorry. I just wanted to say how great for Ron that he didn't experience, or he's not experiencing any pain in his body. I'm so happy for him for that. And it is amazing. It is amazing. Just so you know, I've been like a lifelong self-healer for many years. And, but it's to take the time to do it. Like the last 5 years, right during COVID, has just turned the whole world upside down. And there was nothing but fear running through everybody's body. And so it really set me back. And so now this is
Yes,
my time for great self-care. And yeah,
beautiful.
I'm just so thankful to be here. There are no coincidences. I love that it's just the three of us for
Me
whatever
too.
reason.
I
It's
know.
very powerful, very impactful. And so, yeah,
Thank
very
you,
happy for
Paula.
you, Ron. You're welcome, Ron. Good to talk to you.
Because I just had COVID, you gave me the answer that Vandana asked me
Oh my God.
earlier. Why did I have fear? This is my first time I caught COVID ever. And I just came, she asked me to go and look at myself, go get to she encouraged me as a mentor, go to the hospital. I said, I don't want to go to the hospital. I don't want like a big baby. And she encouraged me.
I said,
So for
go
the
now,
first
please,
so
right
for the
now.
first time in
And
my
he went
life, I
finally,
haven't
Melissa.
had COVID the whole time. And then all of a sudden I got it. And I says, oh my God, I don't believe I had it. And so I just fought it as I was on the bed for 5 weeks. And this class, that's why I was saying, you're right on what you just said, the ending of what you just said and the beginning of what Vandana said. So I'm grateful that you're here, Paula. You're an angel too.
Are you a Reiki practitioner, Paula?
Yes.
That's what I felt that.
And
Um,
NLP certified. And there's a whole whack of things that I did during COVID to help humanity and help our Canadians, to help our country. Um, I won't, that's a whole other topic, but
oh, I'd love to. Yeah, let's have a chat. You could sign up for like a 15-minute complimentary call with me. I'd love to
sure.
get to know you better. Ron and I know each other for like what, 15 years, so I know
Oh,
pretty much
mm.
everything about him, but I don't know that much about you.
Oh,
But
wow,
what
that's amazing.
So that would be great if you could just go on Vandana Light Healing and just sign up for like a 15-minute of, it's not going
Sure.
to be, it'll be more than 15, I could tell.
Right.
But that's okay. But
Sure.
I just put in the link, so you could both see the link. You can click on it. I have moved the dates up to the end of February, but I just wanted you to have a look at this yummy course. It's really going to be nurturing, and it's going to be it's very needed. It's very needed, but also it's going to be very comprehensive. We're going to find wherever the pain might be still corded or attached to us from different lifetimes, from ancestors, from our inner children, and even from previous relationships, um, just being an empath and a caregiver. That's very, the pain doesn't even belong to us, but it's so easy for us to take it on and hold it in, right? So that's going to be a great course. So I hope you'll consider joining that course. I know Ryan will be there. But anyway, thank you all so much, my lovely family. I look forward to seeing you next time. And please keep in touch. Take good care of yourselves. Be safe and enjoy the weekend.
Thank you,
Thank
Vandana.
you. Bless you,
Nice to meet you,
everyone.
Paula. Bless
Nice
you
to
too.
meet you. Bless you all.
Thank you. Bless you too. Bye bye for now.
Bye.
Namaste.
Namaste.